asking them because things look better compositionally at times.
Yeah.
But
maybe he was taking a selfie
ring?
with his bass.
There you go.
I'm wondering if you flip that Elvis picture, if it looks like something different, like if it becomes
looks
Jim
like his
Morrison.
twin brother.
It looks
Jim
like
Morrison.
A.A.
If
Ron.
it becomes Jim Morrison.
Paul McCartney or somebody. But
fucking
of
hope
course,
so.
you guys all know Paul is big. This is a huge conspiracy. I'm sure a lot of people have heard. There's so many documentaries about it, and there was this fake George Harrison movie that was on Netflix that it based everything on this. It was called like The Last Words of George Harrison. It was completely bogus. It was bad.
So sad.
Oh, wow.
It was
I've never heard of
upsetting. It's not worth watching. It's upsetting, and
Good to know.
It's taking this and
No,
just
I
going nuts.
think I did watch it. Isn't that the thing where they have like recordings that they say supposedly is him talking about it?
Yes.
And it's very questionably maybe not him saying these
Maybe
things.
it's not
Could
him.
very possibly be somebody else. It sounds like it's somebody else.
It takes every single Beatles conspiracy ever contrived and just makes it into this reading that supposedly is like I think it's called The Last Confession of George Harrison. Terrible, terrible. I cannot believe that they were allowed to put that out. Just awful stuff. But this conspiracy, there is another angle to this as well, and that is that Paul was replaced by Fall. But instead of dying in an accident, that he went into hiding, much like Elvis would later do. Maybe Elvis was just ripping him off.
Oh, shit.
This theory comes from a video posted in 2012 titled The Real McCartney with Beatles Tourists. The audio from this, Bo, is really bad, and there really isn't much to actually hear from it. But the visual is compelling, though. So go look this up. It's called The Real Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney. That was just an accident. That was comedic
that's
effect.
a
Paul
tough one.
McCartney.
The real Paul McCartney with Beatles tourists. Go check out the video. It is a group of tourists filming in front of Paul McCartney's childhood home, and a guy comes out, and this guy looks a lot like an old Paul McCartney would look. I gotta say, I'm saying it on purpose now, so please don't. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Someone's getting
someone's getting mad.
I
I'm
know,
just
right?
messing
Like,
around. Yeah, I realize I
Actively
can't.
saying it wrong.
I think I have a 4-time limit on saying something wrong where people actually get mad. Puck Wudgie. But
Go for 10.
so Paul McCartney, in this video, this old Paul McCartney
Paul
is
Blart.
standing. Paul Blartney, stop it! He's chatting with tourists briefly, and this dude, he's drinking a Foster's Tall Boy, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks like the middle of the afternoon. This is Paul McCartney's childhood home, and a man comes out who looks just like Paul McCartney, and someone actually asked him, like, why are you drinking beer in the afternoon? He says he's off duty, so it's fine. I can't really, like I said, the audio is atrocious, much like a lot of this is. So I'm gonna stop there with the Paul is dead evidence, and I gotta ask you, Jude, you have probably studied this much like I have for a long time, read all this kind of evidence. What do you think of the Paul is dead conspiracy?
There's a lot there. There's a ton there. I mean, it's not. We would have to do like a 3-hour thing if we wanted to really get into just Paul is dead and Fall and what'd you call him? Fall McCartney?
Fall McCartney, I guess.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McBlartney. Fall McBlartney. We got to put the Blart in there. I like having the Paul Blart. Fake Beatle.
Paul McCartney, Maul McCartney.
There we go. Boy, if it was only like 5 years ago when those great memes were going around, we could have had a great one.
Right?
Oh man, Paul Doot Boop Bloop. So yeah. So what do you think, Drea, about all this? Did he get replaced? Is it all fake?
No, yes, it's all fake. That's dumb. Here's like my biggest thing. My biggest bugaboo about all this kind of shit in general is why people would hide things in, if you play it backwards, this is what they're saying. It's like, you really think they're going to orchestrate their lyrics around something like that and then make it sound like those are just flukes.
Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Paul McBlartney. Paul McBlartney. Yeah. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm
do you
glad
think that
you
the
say
fake
that.
Paul was going to want to have a bit of a tug too?
I was going to say, that's the major thing, is this Fall has never mentioned having a little bit of a tug.
Not even a bit of one.
I'm Paul McCartney. I never take tugs. I've got lots of women around. You see, I don't need to be tugging because I'm in the Beatles. And I'm hanging with my best friend Ringo, and Ringo's wearing his Skechers. He loves his Skechers. Go
He
check
wears
out
Skechers?
Skechers.
And what about Egypt Station, huh?
Oh God. Yeah. See, if we're gonna really believe
Paul
that this
McCartney
is,
out?
yeah.
There he goes.
Why would that be allowed to happen? You know, everybody else who's around him, like his family or whatever, like, don't you think they would have something to say if there was a fake Paul going around making new music under his name? That's weird.
It's one of those things where It of course, it seems very, very fake, but the evidence is a lot of fun. And it does not help that the Beatles themselves put these things out there and addressed clues and put weird things on their album covers that threw people off, especially the cover for Abbey Road, where it is interpreted as a funeral procession with John Lennon dressed as a preacher and George Harrison dressed as supposedly a gravedigger. Paul McCartney has no shoes on. Of course, he's the body, and Ringo in his Skechers is the mourner of it. Look, peace and love, peace and love. I'm warning you with peace and love that he is just there to mourn in his Skechers, nothing more. But they put a lot of that evidence out there. They fan those flames. So, hey, this is what you get for something like that. Because Beatles fans are super obsessed. So there's no way this would ever go away.
No. I mean, they're just trained to look into that shit. Like, they just love to overdo everything. They overanalyze.
Yeah, when you're putting this stuff out in the 60s at the height of just LSD consumption and marijuana consumption, it was like, look, come on, Manson. I mean, they were all, this is, the Beatles.
I'm the height of marijuana consumption.
You did, yeah.
Man, when are we gonna start?
Resurrected.
We're gonna start holding the Beatles.
A secret life.
We're gonna start holding the Beatles accountable.
I remember going down this rabbit hole in college when I first found out about this, and I had a record player and I had the Beatles albums, and I broke them out and I was playing, doing them backwards. And I remember my friends coming over and we were all smoking and looking at each other. We're like, dude, what the fuck is going on? This is for real. And I remember it's once you watch one of a YouTube video about it and you start going down that rabbit hole,
it's fun.
And they start overlaying the images of the old Paul's face with the new Paul's face. And they're like,
exactly.
And then after he had the plastic surgery in 1967 or whatever, then now look how closely he looks like the original Paul. Once you watch that for 25 minutes, you're into it. They get you hook, line, and sinker, and you're just like, Paul's fucking dead. I can't rest in peace to the original Paul. I can't believe this. This is terrible. How did they let this happen? You can fall down the rabbit hole very quickly.
How does that new Paul just have all the same skills that the old Paul had? That's just it's so miraculous. Praise Satan.
He was the winner of a contest, right? He was the winner of a lookalike contest, and part of that was that he was an imitator. Yeah, he was a Paul imitator, so that's why he was so.
I like to think of you, Rob, just sitting with your friends, listening to these backwards, and you're hearing rods are real, and real the road. I don't know what you're hearing.
Turn me on, Rod man.
Yeah, there you go.
Had to bring rods back into this, didn't you?
We're going to end it, but we're going to move on to a very similar story, but this one is much more recent. I have a clip to intro this one, which is good because there wasn't any great clips from the 60s about this. But we could also file this under Canadian strangeness because it is from E.T. Entertainment Tonight, Canada version. Let's hear it.
There has been this incredible conspiracy theory about Avril Lavigne going around since 2005. And in case you have no idea what we're talking about, the conspiracy goes like this, that Avril died and was replaced by an Avril lookalike.
So, according to those who believe this conspiracy, Lavigne was allegedly struggling to deal with her fame during the height of her career, so she began to use a body double named Melissa.
Yes, and then the conspiracy claims that at some point along the way, Avril then died, so the record company made the decision to replace her full-time with Melissa.
Well, there it is. Avril Lavigne of Skate R Boy fame was replaced by an actress named Melissa. You guys heard this one before, right, Drea?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely have heard of this one. I guess this one seems the most plausible to me.
Yeah, it does. We totally believe that it's easier to believe that a controlled pop star like this is lured into this world than this up and coming band or even a guy like Elvis. It doesn't seem right, but there's a lot of proof. Proof has included Lavigne's red carpet shots. Now, Avril Lavigne, she wears trousers most of the time, but Melissa, she prefers nice dresses and skirts. That's a very a big change from the normal skater girl look of Avril Lavigne.
I was gonna say,
yeah, she's not skater boying out and dressed in skirts. And so, and there are supposed differences between the facial features of pre-2003 Lavigne and the current incarnation. Theorists also believe Melissa has left clues in songs. Oh, she's becoming the Beatles.
Oh, why do they do that?
Such as Slipped Away, a song which nobody knows, in which she sings, "The day you slipped away was the day I found it won't be the same." That's actually how the song goes. There was even...
That's exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
That's just vintage Avril Lavigne I'm giving y'all there. But there was even a publicity shot in which Lavigne had Melissa written on her hand. So hey, play me some Cajun Demonologist, because you know what?
Guess what? I'm sold.
Yeah, Melissa on the hand. I'm sold. Of course, who wouldn't be? I love that this is still kind of going on, that we can still have these cases like this, and there's not a lot of backlash to this one, though. I guess, of course, Avril Lavigne, you're no Beatles, you're never going to be, but Mrs. Lavigne or Melissa, whatever her name is now, she responded to these claims. So let's hear the rest from E.T. Canada.
Well, today, Avril herself is addressing this crazy rumor on the Kyle and Jackie O show, telling the Australian radio show, yeah, some people think that I'm not the real me, which is so weird. Like, why would they even think that?
So weird.
You can go down this rabbit hole if you have time on the weekend. I suggest, like, Sunday morning, wake up early before the rest of the family and dig into the Avril is dead conspiracy theory, because it is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's so detailed that you actually start to believe it. Do yourself a favor, dig into it. Not saying it's true, but just, it's not true. But do yourself a favor and dig into it, because it is very entertaining.
Oh, come on. Sunday morning.
Sounds exactly like what I just said about Paul's dead.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Sunday morning, coffee, conspiracies, Avril, Melissa. Treat yourself, everybody. We're going to do, I'm going to, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes what I do end up doing on Sunday. I mean, not with coffee, not all the time. Like, sometimes just like smoke a bowl instead. But yeah, it's so easy to fall into this.
Yeah, we should. And look, I'm not going to take that experience away from the listeners for having this great next Sunday morning, guys. Get up early, coffee, Avril. So I'm just going to stop here. But I do have a soundboard clip for you that I would like you to hear.
So weird. Like, why would they even think that?
Okay, that is the only thing Avril Lavigne replied to. It's so weird. Why would anyone think that? Anyway, there are a lot more replaced or even cloned celebrities out there. And guys, you're going to believe this. One that stood out to me while researching this. Megan Fox. Yes, our runner-up in the Unbelievers Patreon Tournament of Hotties. Go join the Patreon for some fun content like that. There is a YouTube channel called Vrillex, which, Jude, I'm assuming this is a mashup of Vrillon and Skrillex, so we have Vrillex.
Nice, yeah.
Great YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But where he has a video comparing old and new photos of Megan Fox, and the description of the video says, Hollywood cloning? Megan Fox is subject to the celebrity clone theories. Stars whose appearance have changed so drastically that they are believed to be replaced with an Illuminati clone. Drastic change in appearance, drastic change in behavior, dead soulless eyes, synthetic looking skin. Was she replaced? And the channel also has similar videos and claims and pretty much the same description about other celebrities too, such as Nicki Minaj, Johnny Depp, Gucci Mane, Dave Chappelle, Kanye West, Eminem, lots of rappers, a lot of celebs. They're out there. They're getting cloned and they're getting replaced now. What about that Super Bowl halftime? Was that clones out there or was that the real deal? Who watched that?
Oh man, I watched it, and one of the best things I saw in the aftermath was Shakira holding up a little hand puppet of J-Lo from South Park. That was really fantastic. So
no way.
About clones there.
No, great. I did not see that. That would have made the night. Really.
You missed out. Oh, it was great.
Man.
I didn't see that either. That's great.
My eyes must have been somewhere else on the screen at the time. I don't know how I could miss her hand. But yeah. And there's more. The final replaced person that I'm going to mention is a theory that JonBenet Ramsey was not killed. She was kidnapped.
Now, is she a celebrity?
No. Well, she becomes one because now...
I guess that's true.
She might be.
because now Jean-Benet Ramsey is the famous pop singer Katy Perry. You have heard this one before?
Yes, I've heard this before.
I've never heard this before. My God. I mean, no. Okay, I'm going to hold my tongue right now.
I hope this is true, honestly, because that would mean that she didn't get murdered. So that it would be really a good thing.
That would be good. This is
that
actually
would be a win, Rob. Correct.
Yeah, this is
positive.
not some bad news. This is some good news. This would be the best news ever. She'd come forward and go, guys, everyone relax. I was just kidnapped by the Illuminati and forced to be Katy Perry.